Weeks of mass protests and pressures from the military has led Bolivia's president Evo Morales to resign. These protests started after Morales was re-elected on October 20th with just enough votes to avoid a runoff against his opposition. But Bolivians questioned the authenticity of the election.
In order to avoid a runoff, he had to get 10% higher than the next candidate. And when it looked like he wasn't going to get that 10%, apparently they shut down the computers. And then when the computers were revved up again, he all of a sudden had the 10% or higher, so he could avoid a runoff.
The Organization of American States was called to investigate. They found significant irregularities and called for another election, which Morales had accepted. But the disruptions from the protests hit a breaking point. Military Chief General Williams Kaliman asked Morales to quit. Morales, the first indigenous president of Bolivia, was in power for 14 years.
He ran into trouble was the fact that he overrode the Constitution and ran again. And there was a referendum and people didn't want him running again. I mean, they thought it was time for a new leader to come to take his place. So it is possible, had he not overridden the Constitution and had he not decided to run again, that perhaps his movement would have retained a significantly higher basis of support.
And Morales wasn't the only one to resign. His vice president and the Senate president, the only other official listed as a successor, resigned as well.
It probably would be more stabilizing if not everybody at the top had resigned, or not such a large number had resigned. That's a little worrisome, because you wonder what kind of transition is going to be occurring.
It's unclear who will succeed Morales or how his successor will be chosen.